Hello, friends. How are you doing tonight? Welcome back to my channel. This is Meister Geppetto. I just want to thank everybody first for all the love that you have shown me and the support that you've given me on my channel. It means the world to me. So today I want to introduce you to this baby, Jaycee, and give you a little bit of background on how I got her, and then I also want to give you my thoughts for the day. So first we'll start with Jaycee. As you can see, she's a bald baby. So I got Jaycee originally for a co-worker's daughter who was battling a brain tumor called DIPG. And I was wanting to make a video this past Saturday about that, but didn't get a chance. So in the future, I will make a video about that and let everybody know what DIPG is. So for tonight, anyway, I got this doll for my co-worker's daughter. And after I got the doll, my coworker was talking about her daughter was taking chemo and radiation, and she was afraid of losing her hair and thought she'd be ugly being bald. And I wasn't sure how she would react to getting a bald doll. So I looked online and I found another one that was rooted, and I bought that one and gave that one to her, and I kept Jaycee for myself. I thought about selling Jaycee to recoup some money, but honestly, I actually kind of fell in love with Jaycee. Her waiting is just perfectly waiting, and she just, a lot about her resembled my daughter when my daughter was sleeping. She just seemed so peaceful, so I kind of got a bond with her and decided to keep her. And I got her laying here in this really old, it's like a bassinet, a wicker bassinet. And this blanket that she's laying on, this was actually my daughter's blanket as well. I've got a couple of them that belong to her just like this. So anyway, that's how I come about Jaycee. And she is a heavy one. She's probably 6 pounds. Her head falls back, so you got to support it. That's her face. Got the magnetic pacifier. So, okay, so that's Jaycee, my princess. Okay, so my thoughts for the day. I was listening to some inspirational speaking and reading the Word, reading my Bible. And I came across this scripture in Matthew 12:36 and 37. This is, "But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by the words thou shalt be justified, and by the words thou shalt be condemned." If we speak good, if we speak positive, if we speak loving words, we'll be justified by that. If we speak hate, and if we speak lies, and if we speak just horrible words, then we'll be condemned by those words. So that's what got me on my topic today about what our words. Our words have the power to heal somebody or kill someone. Many people have got skeletons in their closet, skeletons that eat at them daily. Stuff like myself, loss of a child, a husband or wife leaving or passing, mother, father passing away, just bills, just anything. Stuff eats at them every day. Depression, divorce, your children growing up, being on drugs or being out in this world, not knowing what's going on. I'd have to say every one of us have something that we deal with. So just having a simple, soft, kind word can make a huge difference in our lives when we're dealing with uh, our child being out there addicted to drugs, and it's on our minds, and just we wonder every day, what's he doing, what's she doing, where they at. Someone coming up to you and saying, "You're beautiful." Just those two little words can take all that stress that you're thinking about off of you for a moment. It's really nice to hear positive words. If you go into Walmart, you see a people greeter. I hear a lot of people complain about people greeters, how they're hateful, how they're rude. You never know what's going on in their life. Next time you go into Walmart, walk up to the people greeter. Tell them their hair looks nice, or their shoes are nice, or if they're wearing a coat, tell them their coat looks really nice, or just pay them a nice compliment. They give you a card, tell them thank you. They made your day. Just those simple little words could make their day. Let them know that you care. Letting them know that you care does more than you can believe. Letting them know that you are compassionate and can show love will make them show love to the next customer behind you. We went into a restaurant one time, me and my wife, and the waitress brought the bill over, and it said paid on it. We was like, what? She said, somebody paid your bill. It was really, really cool, and we had me and my wife and two of my sons and one of my son's girlfriend, and we had a big bill, and it was probably $70 dine out tab. So we decided, okay, we're going to pay it forward, and it really touched us. So then we paid for the next, we actually paid for two people's bills, because that was all that was left. It was late in the night, and the restaurant was getting ready to close, and there's only two people left that hadn't paid their bills, so we paid both of their bills, which was actually still way less than what our bill would have been. But two people were blessed by that, which was really cool. Seeing, them knowing that somebody done something nice. With Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and whatever, all this other social media, disrespect and negativity has become such the norm. Everybody's hating on everybody, commenting negative comments on videos, just putting people down, calling people names. It's just, all this social media has brought that out to where people can hide behind a computer and do this stuff. It's kind of like when I first started driving a truck. I'd turn on a CB, and they called them radio Rambos. Truck drivers would get on there, and they'd holler and cuss and scream at other truck drivers, and they would say stuff because you couldn't see them. They knew that nobody knew where they was, and so they acted all big and tough. And that's kind of what the YouTube channels, Facebook, and all that social media is doing. People want to act tough, but they want to act mean, instead of showing love and showing compassion to people. They'll say harsh words, they'll be condescending, they'll say hurtful things, and won't even think anything of it. It really just takes 10 seconds to say something nice. Not even that. Walk up to somebody, hey, I like your hair, I like your shoes. You done a good job in the basketball game today, or you done a really great job on your YouTube channel. I know most of you watching this, you're wonderful people. You comment on my YouTube channel. I've got so many wonderful comments from you, so many wonderful remarks, and it overwhelms me again. And I thank you people for watching this. I thank you friends, not just people, but friends, for watching my channel, and I hope that I can make a difference in somebody's life. On my last video was my first negative, somebody disliked the video, and I really took me kind of a step back, and I was like, wow, somebody didn't like it. It was kind of stunning for the moment, but then I thought about it. I said, I'm not going to make I can't please everybody. I can't expect for everybody to like it. Just the fact that I've gotten as many people who have supported me, even if I have 1 or 2 or 3 that don't like it, that's fine. I still love you. Whether you like my videos or not, I still show you compassion. I'll still show you the love, because that's what I'm trying to push. So anyway, I got a little joke for you real quick. It's off the subject, but so there's a woman in a small town. She has 2 teenage boys. They're always getting in trouble. Anytime there's some trouble around, you can rest assured the boys were involved. Well, the mother was getting at her wits' end, and she just didn't know what to do. So she called her local pastor. She asked him, "Pastor, can you talk to my boys?" He said, "Oh, sure. Send them on down." So one at a time, she sent her boys down to the church. First, she sent the youngest one down. He's about 13. He goes into the church, and he meets up with the pastor. And he said, "Come on in my office. Sit down. Let's have a talk." So he wants to try to get it to the boy's head that God is everywhere around us and God's watching us. So he asked the boy, he said, "Son, do you know where God is?" The boy sits there with a dumbfounded look on his face, and he says, doesn't say a word. He just, like he don't know what to say. So then the pastor asks him again, "Son, you gotta answer me? Do you know where God is?" This time he kind of gets a startled look on his face, and he kind of nods his head no. He says, the third time, the pastor says, "Son, do you know where God is?" Well, the third time, the boy got scared, and he jumped up and ran out of the church. And he ran all the way home. And when he entered the house, his older brother, about 16, said, "Did you talk to the preacher?" He said, the 13-year-old said, "Yeah, I sure did." 16-year-old said, "So what did the preacher say?" He said, "Well, apparently God's missing, and they think we got something to do with it." Anyway, a little joke here for y'all. Hope that was funny. My wife laughed at it, but she don't laugh at any of my jokes. I'm just kidding. My wife's a wonderful person. She really is. So anyway, as a child, I was about 8 years old. I wanted to join a local basketball team at the local park near our house. And I told my mom, I said, "I really want to join this basketball team." I'd not played basketball, and I was a small kid. I was really kind of a runt. And my mom would discourage me from it. She'd tell me, "You're too short. You're not good enough at basketball." And just kept feeding me negative discouragement. And so every time I wanted to do something through life, my mom or my parents would always give me negative feedback. "You're not going to be able to do that. It's not going to go nowhere." I had something that I was working on as a teenager as an invention. And it was like, "Yeah, that won't go nowhere." So then I kind of threw it in the trash and forgot about it and never messed with it. I was probably about 11, 12 years old at that time. But every time I wanted to do something, I got shot down by family, friends, co-workers. Even I had teachers before shoot me down I told them I wanted to do something in life, and they told me, you ain't gonna make it that far. I was voted in high school to be uh, the one most likely to be dead by the time I was 25. I'm 43 now, thank God. Uh, so anyway, about 16, 17 years old, I was living with my real dad and got thrown out of his house. I had a full-time job and a part-time job, and I was going to school and trying to, graduate and get my diploma. My dad would tell me, you're too stupid, you're not going to graduate. Just comments like that, and just always put me down. So I got to believing that I was too stupid. End up started drinking, got into a life of alcoholism, ended up getting thrown out of school. Fortunately, they put me into an alternative program where I could still get my high school diploma. But I wasn't allowed to come back to the school. I wasn't allowed to walk the stage. I wasn't allowed to participate in any of the graduation activities that I really wanted to. So on through life, you've all heard about my daughter and her mom. So a few years after that all took place, I got with somebody else, and about year 2000, I started telling her and telling other people that I thought, I really wanted to drive a truck for a living. I was working at other factories. I got laid off. The factory shut down. Worked at another factory. It shut down. Tried to go and work through some construction companies, and they laid off. So I just got tired of it. So I wanted to get my CDL license and drive a semi, because semi drivers don't seem like they ever are looking for work very long. So I heard a lot of negativity. People saying that I wouldn't be able to drive a truck. Trucks are too hard to drive. And, I wouldn't be smart enough to figure out how to drive a truck. I heard, that's your goal. Why not something you can make good money at, like a lawyer or a doctor or whatever, or you can go to college like your brother. Your brother makes good money, go to college like him. And so I went through some training, got my CDL license. That was 20 years ago. I've been driving a truck for 20 years, and I'm pretty daggone good at it. Not to toot my own horn, but even just today, it really felt good. I backed my truck into a spot that the guy said he's never seen a driver be able to back it up into where I put my truck in at. So I kind of felt good. I was able to do that. But, even driving a truck, I make decent money. I'm not a doctor's wage or a lawyer's wage, but I'm able to provide my wife with a brand new car, and I got a new truck, and we got a home over our head, So God has provided me with a great job. And some days I feel like, this job is tough. It's long hours. But then I really thank God that He's given me such a wonderful job. And appreciate it. So with all that negativity, I almost didn't go through and get my license because I kept feeling like, okay, everybody's saying I can't do it, so I probably can't. I did go through it. I met my wife about 12 years ago. Actually, March 15th will be our 12-year wedding anniversary. So, been married to my beautiful wife for almost 12 years now. And in the 12 years, I've torn her down. She when we got together, she was a really positive person. And I was a really negative person because of all the negativity I've endured through my life. That's all I knew. And she would say something, and I would tear her down with negativity. I would go on about she's idealistic and I'm realistic, and And sometimes I still even catch myself doing it. She'll mention wanting to do something, and I'll say, we just don't have the money right now. You might as well forget about it. When in reality, we can come up with the money sometimes to do something, or I just don't want to spend that extra money, I'll tear her down with my negativity. I know we have other things, damage to our house that the wind caused that we're about to fork out a bunch of money to fix and stuff like that, but that is what it is. So I've just been really thinking about it, and I just keep saying, should lift people up with your words. Don't tear them down. Don't, if they say something that they want to try an experiment or they want to do something for a living, don't tear them down. Build them up with it. Encourage them. My wife, she knows that I love her. She knows I think she's beautiful. I told her last week that she was beautiful. But, especially women, most of y'all women, and I think y'all can agree, you like to hear it every day. You like hearing you're beautiful. You like hearing, you're an amazing person. Just like my wife, she likes to hear it. And I don't always tell her every day. And that's something that I'm really working on, trying to tell her that every day. Tell her what she means to me. I don't think she'll ever tell me, stop telling me that. You just told me that yesterday. So I think that's one of my areas that I'm working on. And I encourage you all to work on that with your husbands, your wives, your family members. Just tell them how special they are to you each and every day. She loves to hear it. We all do. And I think your family will too. So our words, they can actually heal people from so much, from depression. Just somebody who's depressed, and you say something nice to them, it can lift them out of that depression, just like Tylenol can remove a headache. The other day I was making a pickup at a customer that I go to all the time, and there was a young girl about in her 20s was loading me, and you could tell by looking at her that she had a lot on her mind. She was just really down. I asked her if she's okay, and she started telling me about her partner, her girlfriend, after 18 months had left the relationship. She had a 2-year-old daughter, and just life was so hard for her, and she had so much on her mind. So we was sitting there talking. While we were talking, she had mentioned taking a handful of pills, just laying down, going to sleep, and not waking up. So I talked with her, and I tried to encourage her not to do that. And I felt that because of my words, some of the things I said, I was trying to be encouraging, but I just didn't feel like I was helping her out. She had said something to me of the fact that because she's with another woman, I told her that I'm a Christian. I didn't judge her for being with another woman. I never said anything about that to her. But she had said something to me about because she was with another woman, my Bible says that's a sin. And she said, right? And I said, well, it's not for me to judge. And then she said, well, it also says in your Bible that suicide's a sin. And I said, again, it's not for me to judge. It's God knows your heart, and God knows, what's going on in your life. I said, it's not for me to judge. It's for me to love. And I tried to talk to her about her daughter. I said, your daughter loves you. She's 2 years old, and you're her mommy. You're the only thing she knows in the world right now. And I told her, your parents, your friends love you. Your family members love you. But she told me that, she's like, well, if it's a sin to be gay or it's a sin to commit suicide, what difference would it be? So I really tried to encourage her, and I left. Well, I give her another YouTuber on here that I give her card and her information, and I say, talk to this person. This person might be able to relate to you better, but just know that people out here love you and people care for you and hang in there for your daughter. Again, I don't remember everything I talked to her about, but I tried to encourage her. And so I left. And I prayed, and I said, God, just watch over this girl. So, after I shared the information with the YouTuber and everything, I went there today. I picked up another load from there, and she was there. She loaded my truck. And she had thanked me and told me that she had planned on leaving work early that day, a few days ago when I was there. She'd already planned on leaving work and going home and taking pills and ending her life that day. She'd already got a pass to leave work, and the boss told her unload me and then she could leave. So as she was unloading me and talking to me or loading me up, rather, we were talking, and she just told me thank you, and she had given me a hug, and she said, so she told me that she was gonna leave work early and end her life, and through talking to me, it really changed her life, or changed her thoughts that day. And she says that she still did leave after she got me loaded. She left and went home and picked her daughter up from the person that was babysitting her. And she went and spent the rest of the day with her daughter. The next day, she had found someplace that had an apartment or a house or whatever that she could afford on her own income, and she's going to be able to move into it. She have a place to stay, and it's pretty cheap. So I was just thankful. I didn't know when I pulled in there to get my load that I was going to be talking to somebody about this, and it's just sometimes God puts you somewhere to speak kindness to someone, because He knows that your kind words is like medicine that they need in the moment. What if I hadn't have said what I said? What if I would have been the hateful person and said something like, "You're stupid for wanting to do that," or "Are you crazy?" What if I'd said the wrong thing to her, but God knew, or to her, whatever, but God knew what He wanted me to say. He even delayed me. I got in there a little bit later than I wanted to, and I was kind of frustrated a little bit because I was running behind that day. So I got in a little late. What if we didn't cross paths? So you look at the outside of someone, look like they're doing fine, and they may look happy or happy-go-lucky. When you hear of suicide, many times you hear people say, "Wow, they seem so happy." Look at Robin Williams. Somebody needs your kind words, your love, and I encourage you, look at someone and tell them a compliment. Tell your mate, your child, your sibling, your parent, "Tonight, I love you. You're beautiful. You're special." And I challenge you all tomorrow to go to the store, gas station, work, school, or anywhere and find someone, walk up to them and tell them that you like something about them. The more positive words one hears, the less negative words affect them. You've all been so wonderful and uplifting to me. Your words are so kind, inspiring, and full of love. I thank you from the bottom of my heart.